Yo.
We're back!
That's right.
With Ghoulies. This is one of the more underrated franchises of the 80s and early 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Ranging from good, pretty good, really good, and nobody wants to talk about it.
Well, like Critters, most people just dismiss it as another Gremlins ripoff, but it's actually a lot different. So let's start with the original film from 1985, the first Ghoulies movie.
This movie's weird.
Very weird. Now, it's not really about the little monsters, the little demons. It's more about black magic. Jonathan, played by Peter Liapis, returns to he inherited like a mansion-type house from his deceased father, Malcolm Graves. And him and his girlfriend, Rebecca, played by Lisa Pelican, try to fix up the house and have a bunch of friends over and throw wild parties. But these aren't normal parties. They do like black magic rituals and summon demons and summon two midgets from another dimension to do their bidding and all kinds of crazy stuff. And then, so yeah, they summon the little monsters and mayhem ensues. But it's really, the monsters are barely in it. If you took them out of the movie completely and just called it like Black Magic House or something, it wouldn't make a difference. It wouldn't take away from the movie at all. It's yeah, it looks like you're going to have a lot of fun with like little monsters coming out of the toilet, but that's a very, very brief scene. If you blink, you'll miss it. It's more about, also he summons his father, Malcolm Graves, played by Michael DeBar, who briefly sang for the Power Station. And he's an awesome villain. He was a hoot to watch for sure. Like when he says, "Kiss me, my son. Let me drain the life from your lips." He was an awesome villain. I thought he made the movie. And Jonathan Graves is a good protagonist as well. It's a shame Peter Liapis didn't play in more movies.
Okay, so it starts out there's a
That's
cult.
the original Ghoulies.
And he's supposed to be a sacrifice or something. And suddenly his mom snaps out of it from out of nowhere and runs off. And like, he can't touch the baby because of an amulet or something.
Yeah, he's like not powerful enough. He tries to sacrifice his own child, and then
this doesn't make any sense. Okay,
but
the movie's stupid.
But he sacrifices his mother instead, and, like rips her heart out, like with his powers. Then it doesn't explain how he dies. It just says like a narration. Once the father finally died a horrible death, and his son grew up, and the caretaker of the movie, which like you see him like briefly, he comes at the end and fights the father, and they have like a showdown using their black magic powers, and then it's just like, oh, the caretaker's here to save the day. It's like, where did that come from?
This is one of those movies where like everybody dies, but then at the end they're alive again.
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, all the people who are killed by either the Ghoulies or the undead, zombified Malcolm Graves, or whatever, some weird monster that comes out of a clown puppet. Which is probably a nod to Poltergeist. Yeah, they all come back at the end. So
one of the weird things.
Spoiler alert.
One of the weird things, though, even in like the DVD release where they've updated it, when his eyes go green, he still looks really stupid.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the green, yeah, the pupil is like crooked in like one of the eyes. His eyes are glowing.
Like
green,
they don't really follow his head. Like
yeah.
He'll look to the side, but they'll still be looking straight at the camera.
Yeah. I saw the original. I saw the first movie in the theater. That's where I got this little button from the Psycho Cinema showing. Yeah, pretty cool. Looks even better than the real cover. The little monster going in the toilet. Yeah, the original Ghoulies, I think, is probably my favorite, though. Now, if you watch it for the Ghoulies again, you're not really gonna. They're only there because Gremlins is popular. Then again, Charles Band said he had an idea for this way before Gremlins even came out, and he was going to call it Beasties. And his take on it, he claims that he actually toned down the Ghoulies because of Gremlins, as he didn't want people to think of it as a ripoff. But I don't know. Some people say it's the other way around. He shoehorned them into an already made movie to make people see it. So your guess is as good as anybody. But I have it on VHS and DVD. I've seen it in theaters, so it's safe to say this is probably one of my favorite movies, even despite being so silly.
Plus, for this movie, for some reason, when the kids show up at the house, it feels like you've missed like a 3-season TV show and 2 straight-to-TV movies.
And why are these kids hanging around a weirdo like Jonathan anyway? Like, they go in the basement and, like, draw pentagrams on the floor and all this all this crazy stuff. It's like, man, some point.
And, like, for some reason, like, he goes from normal to flipped his switch, like, 20 minutes into the movie. Out of, like, nowhere.
I don't know, yeah. It is a little slow. It takes a long time for, like, the action to begin.
It's slow builds, but then all of a sudden, like, oh, shit, we gotta speed this up. We got, like, 40 minutes left, and everything goes crazy in, like, 5 minutes, and it doesn't make any sense.
Well, when your most famous actor in the movie is the female midget who played E.T., you know that it's...
I thought E.T. was a kid with no legs.
For parts of it. Different parts. Yeah. Anyway, anything else you want to add about Ghoulies, the original?
Oh,
well, then let's get to
we did a very good commentary of it.
Yes, we did. Ghoulies 2.
Famous
sequel.
for having that one old guy that seems to die in every movie he's
Royal
in.
Dano, yeah, he was in Killer Clowns from Outer Space and House 2, the second story. Now this one really is about the Ghoulies, and if you want to see the monsters running amok and causing mayhem and going on a rampage, this is the movie for you. If you think the first one was too much about voodoo and about like other just random horror stuff that was like unrelated to these monsters, see this movie. They're in a theme park, they're in an amusement park, and they're in like a haunted funhouse type thing called Satan's Den, run by Royal Dano and his nephew. And then there's a midget who looks like just like John Oates, played by Phil Fundacaro, who's a horror regular. He was in a lot of Full Moon films. But yeah, this was more about the Ghoulies running, causing
I also noticed, like, when it first
havoc.
introduces the regular people in the carnival, it feels like it's playing off of something that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
It's like
But they did. I will say they did milk the amusement park setting a lot, like other movies. Like even the Fun House, like I feel like that didn't milk the carnival setting enough. This movie definitely does. Pretty much everything you can imagine happens, and the Ghoulies have a much more expanded role. And the effects look a little better. The puppets are a little better. There's a lot of stop animation.
people actually stay dead,
too, which is cool. Yeah, exactly. And,
what's weird is though, this is the only one movie that like it has like a really low kill count. Like only like how many? Like 4 people or so.
Yeah, probably like, if even that.
And they're all like in the haunted house except for the guy on the toilet at the end.
And most of the people who die are assholes who deserve it too. So yeah, there's another Ghoulie in the toilet.
You would never
scene.
know that one guy went to Harvard.
Yeah, yeah.
Except that he says it like every 5 minutes. And
Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the bathroom. This movie also features the ugliest leading actress I've ever seen in a horror film, so that's got to count for something.
Yeah.
I mean, any horror film ever. That's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Just kidding. She's not that bad. I'd date her.
I'd leave the lights off. Now
You never know. It might be a Ghoulie though. If you leave the lights out, a Ghoulie might sneak up on you. But yeah, awesome carnival setting. Lots of awesome Ghoulie carnage and moments. Some pretty sweet kills. Some pretty awesome atmosphere. It's a pretty creepy scene. Some good music, good soundtrack. Royal Dano playing a drunk uncle, playing kind of the same character he always plays, this zany older guy.
The wrap up at the end seems kind of weird. Like everything's normal, nobody's traumatized.
Well, yeah, everybody evacuates the carnival after the Ghoulies have been causing their carnage, and they summon a giant version of the green Ghoulie who comes out of the toilet, and he starts eating all the littler demons. Then he goes after the John Oates lookalike, the little person, Phil Macaro. He thinks he's a Ghoulie too.
And the weird part is that the next day they're talking to the cops, like, I don't know, officer.
Yeah.
Probably that heavy metal devil music.
Yeah. I guess that's
it.
Yeah, right? Yeah, awesome soundtrack. There's a song by Wasp, Scream Until You Like It. I think it's Wasp. Pretty cool.
Didn't Blue Orchard Cult do a song in this movie?
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah, pretty rocking soundtrack, awesome atmosphere. If you like the Ghoulies, this is the movie for you. I can't decide between this one and the first one. It's a tough one. I think the first one's kind of more serious and kind of a more straightforward horror film, but I don't like it because of the Ghoulies. I like it for different reasons. This one I actually like because of the Ghoulies. This one's actually about the Ghoulies. So yeah, Ghoulies 2, a worthy sequel.
On to the best one of them all.
Oh yeah, Ghoulies 3.
I love this
Ghoulies Go
one.
to College. Now this is right up there with Citizen Kane, Gone with the Wind, The Godfather.
This is like American Pie, but with weird little monsters running around.
Or like Animal House, but with the Ghoulies. Yeah, that's right. They're in college and they talk. The Ghoulies freaking talk. There's only 3 of them this time. There's not 5. The flying Ghoulie and this guy. They're gone. They just have the green Ghoulie, the one who the toilet dwelling green Ghoulie, the cat Ghoulie, and the rat Ghoulies, like to call them. And they sound like the Three Stooges. Their voices are like the Three Stooges. There's a lot of slapstick comedy. There's a lot of naked girls and
I love
crazy
this
stuff.
movie.
It's a straight up comedy. It's nothing like the other two. Well, the other two were like mostly serious and kind of somewhat grounded. These are just totally. This movie's just totally goofy.
And all the deaths
completely
are
silly.
toilet utensil related.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A woman gets her face torn off with a plunger. Another woman gets strangled to death with her own, wrapped up with her own tongue, which is like elongated for some reason.
2 guys get yanked down the
Crazy
toilet.
stuff. Yeah, and that one other old guy. The other old guy, Kevin McCarthy. He plays like the like one of the professors at the college, and he turns into this crazy demonic creature at the end. Like, and the Ghoulies are summoned from a comic book, a freaking comic book. So not an evil book of the spells, a comic book called Ghoulish Tales, and they come out of an ancient toilet that's made out of like really fancy looking stone toilet. Yeah, this movie's it's just so silly. It's like the goofiest thing you'll ever see. Me too. And I have to say, this is definitely the funniest and most entertaining. And in some ways, like
I mean,
this is
it
my
is
favorite.
if you're not a complete psychopath.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just.
But the
Awesome.
nice thing is, though, you don't really see a whole lot of violence. Like when they kill the girl in the shower, like they're yanking on the toilet plunger, her face is stretching. They let go. She just falls back to like anticlimactic music.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, it's a friggin' college. It's a friggin' college frat party comedy with college dorms and stuff with demons.
none of the Ghoulies went on to become a senator, though.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the final one to feature the puppets and have like the main Ghoulies in it. The next one, they were sadly. This is the end of these guys. Once again, Psycho Cinema. All right. Anything else you want to add about Ghoulies 3? Ghoulies go to college.
It's the best one.
In a lot of ways, yes.
It kind of starts the
It's so
stereotype of
amusing.
like college movies.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Yeah, with a horror twist. All right, well, I guess
That's it. There's no more movies. We're done.
I wish.
Video's over.
I wish. Let's briefly talk about Ghoulies 4.
I don't want to talk about this one.
Yeah, me neither. This
It's
one.
terrible.
Yeah, this is definitely the low point of the series. But I will say, Peter Liapis returns as Jonathan Graves. From the first movie, he's now a police officer, and he's haunted by his past, where he dabbled in witchcraft and black magic. He's
Except that at the end of the first movie, he swore never to do that stuff again.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's stalked by this woman who wears black leather, and she's like, I don't know, like a bounty hunter. I don't even know. I don't even care. Yeah, a little black magic, a little black leather, and a lot of black humor. This VHS has been through hell, which, fittingly says this movie sucks. This is definitely my least favorite, by far. The puppets are gone. They're replaced with these two midgets in costumes. One of them's Tony Cox from, like, Bad Santa and Me, Myself, and Irene. That little, that guy who's...
The last movie had Three Stooges stuff in it. This movie had the Honeymooners in it.
Yeah.
Which didn't make any sense and didn't add to anything except
pretty much.
having two guys get killed off.
It's cool to see Peter Liapis return as Jonathan, the main character of the first movie, come back with a different girlfriend, different other supporting cast. I don't know. This one's really silly, like the third film, but I feel like the jokes are kind of, I don't know. I feel like they're not very. They missed the jokes in this one.
And somehow it looks like it came out
clever
10 years ago.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it seems a lot more cheaply made too. Yeah, Ghoulies 4, definitely the low point. Definitely my least favorite. There's only 2 Ghoulies in it, and they're midgets in costumes. I miss the puppets.
The ending. The portal appears, and they just jump into, but you can still see them. They don't vanish right. It's stupid.
And they say, stay tuned for Ghoulies 4, Part 2. It's like, what? Wouldn't it be Ghoulies 5? Thank God that movie never happened. I'd still love to see a Ghoulies 5, but bring back the original puppets. Bring back the green Ghoulie and the rat Ghoulie and the cat Ghoulie and the bat Ghoulie and all the other lovable rubber monsters from my childhood. But yeah, that's the Ghoulies movies.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
Yeah, right. I wish. You never know. Maybe someday they'll make a part 5.
It's gonna be all CGI.
Oh God, CGI demons. That's all we need. Yeah, I saw the original theaters. It was a pretty fun experience. Gotten a lot of funny lines like, my name's Dick, but you can call me Dick, and whatever that one guy. That one guy who looks like a young... yeah. That one guy that looks like a young Everett McGill. He's really funny. I forget his name, but he's freaking hilarious. Yeah, seeing it in theaters, there's a lot of things I noticed that I didn't notice before. Yeah. Add these to your collection, except for this one. Skip it. Avoid it like the piece of crap that it is.
Yeah, we watched all 4 of these in the span of like 4 days.
Yeah. And most of those, 3 of those days were spent watching Ghoulies 4. We kept falling asleep, so we had to, continue. We had to keep,
There was 3 of
over.
us, but he committed suicide.
Yeah. One of our friends couldn't make it sitting through the movie, so let's take a moment of silence.
He was an asshole.
Yeah, he deserved it. It's all good. Alright, guys, well, that's the Ghoulies movies. Maybe next time we'll do Critters.
Yep.
Stay tuned for Ghoulies 5, coming soon to a theater near you, and watch out for those little demons. Be careful
Always
when you're
check
using the
before you sit
toilet.
down.
Yeah, always check the toilet. You don't want to get your balls bit off by a little green monster.
How does he even fit in there, I wonder?
Yeah.
Is he jamming himself down the pipe?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going all the way in, or he's just hiding, and you definitely see him. If somebody's gonna take a piss, they're definitely gonna see him there.
Even if you go to take a shit, you always look before you even sit down.
Somebody's gonna see. You're gonna see him. I don't know. I don't know what he does. I don't understand. I demand an answer. I'm gonna write a letter to the makers of these movies and demand that they either recall these movies and fix that problem, or give me a written apology, a sincere.
I mean, I can
apology.
understand if it was like a porta potty, but
Yeah,
That's
that would
actual
make sense. Yeah, then you can actually hide in the whole thing. But yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, that's Ghoulies. We're done. See you in 3 months.
Right. And happy Halloween. Sorry we couldn't think of a better topic for Halloween, but that's okay. Ghoulies
And
rules.
apparently he needs time to think of something.
Yeah, well, I like to write things down, and I mean, when we do like a top 10 list, I'd rather like put more time into it, come up with a definitive list, and do it justice instead of just rushing it like we did with our villains videos. Because I feel like I don't know, I feel like I didn't do those quite as well. It didn't turn out quite as well as I wanted to, but that's okay because we just talked about Ghoulies, so
Okay.
that makes up for any shortcomings we might have had. We talked about Ghoulies. All right, I'm Hellhound.
I'm Spellbinder.
Later.
Mm.